Hey there guys, you'll noted recently that I've transitioned from fishing out of my Hobie pedal kayaks to primarily fishing out of Old Town PDL kayaks. And one of my favorites is this Old Town 120 topwater PDL. It's got a little bit of a different hull design than what I've been fishing out of, and it's giving me some problems with the roof rack system that I had used in the past. So my older roof rack system relied on saddles that rotated, which was great because they conformed to the bottom of those more traditional kayak holes. But with this flatter tri-hole design, it wants to slip off every time, and it's giving me a lot of issues and problems, especially when loading at ramps or on slopes. And so I wanted to try a newer and better method so that I don't risk damage to my kayaks or to my vehicle. And so I'm going to actually give a shot for the new Yakima Big Catch. This is one of the highest ratings for pound rating on a saddle system for kayaks on the market. So this is rated for up to 150 pounds, which is quite a bit of weight. So it'll accommodate those larger fishing kayaks that seem to keep coming out on the market. They seem to getting bigger and heavier. And I want to see how well it does and accommodates this topwater 120. I think it will do better, but I also want to try it on more traditional kayak shape design. So I'm going to throw some other kayaks up on there and see how it conforms to it. So first I'm going to get this Big Catch rack system and attached to my bars, and then we'll see how it works from there. So let's check it out. Okay, so I had a little bit of an issue in that I didn't have enough width here for the saddles, so it still just kind of wanted to ride off the outside of the saddles. So in order to make space for the Big Catch saddles, I had to move the Showboat 66 attachment point to the outside here, and that gave me more space to bump these saddles over. And so hopefully once I bump these over here, then that'll give me a lot more space. And additionally, I moved this up one, and that gave this a much more level. You can see the other one's kind of crooked at the 3, and so with the 2 I'm getting a flatter presentation. So I just got to do a little more work here. Okay, so what the Big Catch consists of is 4 identical saddles. The ones in the front you don't put felt on, so it just has this rubber sticky pad that when the kayak hits that, it stops it from sliding back and forth. There's a little bit of an indentation here, but this is largely flat. And then on the back, here's those saddles that have the felt, and that makes it so it's easier to slide that up. That's optional, you don't necessarily have to put these on there. They come with a sticky backing that you should put them on with. And then otherwise it just uses a standard clamp that can fit onto a variety of crossbar shapes, although you have to buy an adapter for round bars or if you want to use the rail system here. But I just went ahead and just clamped them on, and they work really well for holding that on there. So now let's see if we can get the kayak up in there and see how it settles in. Look at that. That looks good. Nice. Well, I really grabbed on those rubbers. Slip mats up front. That's perfect. It slides on that felt. And then once it hits that rubber up front, it doesn't wiggle at all. That's gonna work great. Awesome. Let's try a Hobie Oasis. That fits really good. Getting nice contact with the saddles in there. Alright, let's try 2020 Predator PDL. Doesn't work quite as well for the 2020 Predator PDL. We're getting fair contact on the front there, but at the back we've got a bit of a gap back here between this rear saddle and the bottom of the hole, because it kind of is concave. So not the best for this one. I think it would still hold it if you cinched it down a little bit, but definitely not great contact. Let's try a Kaku Voodoo hybrid kayak sup. I'd say contact's pretty good with that. We're getting most of the upper portion of this saddle here, and there's only about a millimeter or two between the lower part of the saddle. I think as you cinch that down, you're going to get good contact. So it does well with fairly traditional shaped kayak bottoms that slope inward towards the keel. It does well with the tri-hole like on the Old Town because of that large flat area on the outside part of the kayak. But with the Predator, because it has that extreme convex shape and the slope, there's just not enough flat area to get contact. Alright, so I'm going to put links to the Big Catch saddles below if you want to do a little more research on them or if you have any questions on them. It looks like it's going to work great for me. Another good thing is that with my Malone racks, these are aftermarket crossbars. When I wrap the straps underneath here, they catch on this rubber here on both sides. And now I'll actually go through this component of the saddle itself. So the saddle's the actual attachment point for your straps as well. And that'll stop that from binding up on there, and I should be able to get a nice tightened down strap on those saddles rather than getting stuck underneath these rubber guards that are latching on to the side rails here. So if you have any questions or comments, let me know. Be sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed this video and it helped you. And if I have any new developments, I will post them in the comment section below if something fails dramatically, or if I discover something else I like about these Big Catch saddles from Yakima, the roof rack company. I'll let you know. Alright, till next time guys, be safe, have fun, catch a lot of fish out on the water. See you later.